Hello good people, my name is Crystal and welcome to my channel. In this video today I will be sharing with you how to do the classic granny square. And so sit back and relax. So this video is going to be mainly for beginners, those people who do not know how to do the granny square at all. And one thing I want to add too, in this tutorial, I will show you how to change colors. It's very easy. It's very simple. All you're going to need starting out is your hook. I am using a 5.5 millimeter hook. You'll need your scissors and your yarn. I am using the Yarn Bee Pearl Spun yarn, and this color is Hazy Hazel. And so yeah, let's just get into it. Now in this tutorial, there is no magic circle or magic ring, so you don't have to worry about trying to do that. I'll show you another way we can do this. Another thing, we will not be adding a chain one in between the double crochet groups, and you will see what I'm talking about in just a moment as we get into it. So let's first start off with going ahead on and making our slip knot. Okay, then let me move my scissors to the side. Then you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Next, what you'll do is you're going to do a slip knot into the first chain that you made. So slip knot, pull up a loop like so, and pull all the way through, just like that. Okay. Next, you're going to do a chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And so this chain 3 is going to be your first double crochet, or it's going to act as a double crochet. And next you're going to do 2 double crochets, which you're going to stick into this hole here. I don't have my other needle, but you'll stick it right in there. Hopefully you can see that. Yarn over, stick your hook through there, yarn over again, pull up a loop. Okay, pull through the first 2, yarn over, and pull through the last 2, and that's how you'll do a double crochet. So we're going to do this again. Yarn over, pull through the first 2, and then yarn over and pull through the second 2 loops on your hook. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to form a corner by chaining 2. That's 1 and 2. And then we're going to do we're going to do 3 sets of double crochets again. So you're going to put it in this hole or this ring again, like you did with the first ones. I'm going to pull up. Okay, that's 2. And that's 3. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2 because we're going to make our second corner. And so what you're going to end up doing is you're going to do another set of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then your last set of 3 double crochets. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. And all of this is our round 1. Okay, chain 2. Making our last set of double crochets. Ooh, let me pull my yarn a little bit. Okay, and so when you complete that last set of double crochets, what you're going to do, make sure that you chain 2 again, 1 and 2, okay? And then we're going to do a slip stitch into the first chain from the beginning. I don't always slip it into like that V shape. I just kind of go into the side. There we go. Okay, pull up a loop, and there you go. And so that is your first round, okay? It's your first little square. And then what we're going to do on this part is we're not going to keep going with this same color yarn. I'm going to show you how to attach a new color. So what we're going to do, we're going to snip this off. We're going to fasten off, okay? All right, and that is the first round. Okay, so now we're going to attach our next color. And this color is Jade. So I'm going to pull this out. And this is going to be our round 2. So what you're going to do, how I like to attach my yarn, is I'll go ahead on and form my slip knot. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my hook through this chain space here in this corner. I'll slip my color on there onto that hook. And what I like to do to make sure everything stays nice and tight, I'll go ahead on and get it together on my left hand or whatever hand you use, and then I'm going to hold it over here while I'm holding my hook. And I'm going to slip my hook underneath, like so, like that. And I'm just going to yarn over and slip it through, just like that. Very easy. Nothing difficult at all. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to do a chain 2, 1, 2. That first, that attachment counts as a chain 1. So you'll have a total of 3 chains on your starting double crochet. And in this part, we are forming the corner for the second round. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to put 2 double crochets in this space. Okay. And again, in this particular pattern, you don't have to do a chain 1 in between the double crochet groups. I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. So I'm going to yarn over, and instead of just doing a chain 1, I'm just going to yarn over, and I'm going to jump right into this second chain space on the other side, and I'm going to do my double crochet. So I'm going to do 3 double crochets. Put that through. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, okay, and then I'm going to do another 3 double crochets. And here's my last one for this corner. Okay. And there you go. And so you're forming your corners. And so you're going to do this part 3 times. So that's the first one, 1, 2, and 3. And then when you get to this other side, I'll show you what that looks like. So again, I'm just going to show you this part one more time. You're not going to do a chain 1. You're going to yarn over and start working on the 3rd corner, doing 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets, and you'll do that all the way around until you get to the starting corner that we began in. Oop, and my yarn is getting a little trippy. One, 2, Okay, so now we've made it over to the other side where we began. And so you should have 3 corners completely made up or completely crocheted together. So that's 1, 2, 3. This is our last corner here where we began, and we started with our 3 chains and then 2 double crochets. Again, what I'm going to do, I am going to not do a chain 1. I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to put 3 double crochets in this space so that we can complete that corner for the second round. There we go. Okay, now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and I'm going to do a slip stitch into the first chain at the top, and voila. And that is your second round. Okay, so that's what we're looking like so far. Okay, I'm going to fasten off because we're done with this color. Okay, but let me go ahead on and move on to our next color, and this is going to be plum. Again, you'll just create your slip knot. Okay, you'll put that hook in that corner first, then you'll put your knot there, tighten it a little bit, hold it with one hand, that short tail with one hand. See how I'm holding it back here? And then the other one, I'm just getting it ready. Okay, I'm going to come over on the other side, and I'm just going to yarn over and slip through. And that counts as a chain 1. Then I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, to have a total of 3 chains. And what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you, I can weave in my ends without having to, you know, I can weave in my ends as I go. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to make sure that these ends are in my hand. It's probably a lot going on. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to show you that for those who are interested. You can yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 on your hook, yarn over, and go through the last 2 on your hook for your double crochet. Okay, alrighty. And so that is the first part of your corner. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a group of 3 double crochets in this space right in here. So before we get to the second corner, I'm going to do yarn over, let me pull up my yarn a little bit more. Okay. Alrighty, and so while I am making these double crochets, I am continuing to hold this yarn in the back that I want to weave in. Hopefully you can see that. So that way I can, you know, not have to worry about it later. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. But if you're a person, you can't stand a whole lot of loose ends when you're done with your project and you just want to be done with it, then this is an option for you. All right, so we did our 3 double crochets, and remember, we're not doing a chain 1 in between the double crochet groups. So we're just going to jump into our corner, and our corner is going to be the same pattern as it was before, which was the 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets.
One, two. Oops.
Okay. All right. And so that's what we're looking like right now. And so what you're going to do next for this pattern, you're going to do that 3 more times until you go all the way around to the other side. You're going to do another set of 3 double crochets right here in this space. You're going to do the corner stitches, which is the 3 double, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets again. And you'll keep going all the way around, and I'll meet you on the other side. Okay, so now we've made it to the other side. And so we're back on the other side where we began our first corner, and you're going to do the same thing that we did in the previous round, where we put 3 double crochets in this space. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, as we had done in previous rounds. And we're going to slip stitch into that first chain at the top. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. All right, and so we are done with this plum color. So I'm gonna snip that off. Okay. All right, and so that's what we've got so far. And now we're going to do our last color, which I'm going to do this nice moss green color. And it's going to be the same thing. Do your slip knot. Okay. Put that hook through that chain space. Put your slip knot on your hook. Now bring that hook over to the other side. And chain 1, 1, 2, and 3 chains. And then we're going to proceed with doing our 2 double crochets. Okay. Now we're going to jump over, and we're going to do, on this 4th and last round, we're going to do 2 sets of double crochet groups before we get to the corner. And at this point it should be pretty, easy to follow along, or self-explanatory. In the corners is where we only need to do the 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets. Okay. I'm going to go into that second chain space, put my group. Again, we're doing 3 double crochets in each of those spaces. Okay, and then we're going to do the same pattern that we have done for our corner every time. I would love to know, what do you prefer? How does this pattern work for you? Do you prefer to have the chain 1 in between the double crochet groups? Or are you okay with not including it? Is it easier to remember not to have to include it? Or is it easier for you to include it? And so now that I'm done with this corner, I'm just going to do the same thing all the way around, okay? I'm going to do the same thing all the way around, where I do my 3 double crochets here, 3 double crochets here, and corner stitches, and I'm going to do that 3 times. And I'll come back to you on the other side. Okay, so I have made it over to the other side. And so this is what we're looking like right now. And so yeah, I'm just going to do my 3 double crochets like I have been doing before. chain 2. And what I like to do sometimes is to kind of make it even more squared off on the sides when I get over here. And you can do this too. Instead of doing a slip stitch into that first chain at the top from our starting chain, I'm just going to jump over here to the top of our second double crochet, or our first double crochet technically. And I'm going to do a slip stitch here, and voila. I'm going to fasten off. And there we are. And this is our classic granny square. So please let me know if this was easy to follow along, if it was helpful for you. So I'm going to show you the difference between a granny square that does have a chain 1 in between the double crochets versus one that does not. And this is one that actually has the chain 1 in the middle versus one that does not. They actually look very, very close, but the one with the chain 1 in between is always going to be a little bit bigger. And so yeah, just let me know, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer having the chain 1 in between the groups or not? If so, I would love for you to put your comments down below. Let me know if this tutorial was helpful for you, let me know which pattern you prefer. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.